Hey guys, did you know that the sugar industry literally paid Harvard scientists back in the 1950s, early 1960s to point the finger at saturated fats and ignore sugar altogether? Countless cherry picked and paid studies came out during those times that literally demonetized good saturated fats and then ignored sugar. The cold reality is it is the ultra processed foods and ingredients and sugars that has caused so many of the mortality issues today. It's not the saturated fat. That's a lie that the industry has told you. Stay away from saturated fats. Oh, stay away from fats. Oh, low fat and fat free is better. Let me tell you something. The whole low fat and fat free thing, there's a lot of people that recognize that that's not true anymore, but there are still some that I run across that are just like, oh, I still hear the language because of the programming that's been put in their face time after time after time after time after time. It is sunk in and they believe it to be true. But just because something is low fat or fat free does not mean it's healthier at all. It's in fact, it's the exact opposite. Because I'm going to tell you, when the industry took out fats and started making things low fat or fat free, that also took out a lot of flavor. Now, follow me here. What did they have to put back into the food to substitute that good flavor that they took out from the good fat? It was sugar. If you're putting the pieces together and what I'm trying to say, you are beginning to see just a piece on how this industry has been lying to you. This is one of the big major bombshell subjects that I go over in the Bootcamp series that I have running right now is this whole sugar scam and saturated fat thing. They have literally programmed people to stray away from fats and buy into low fat, fat free, low fat, fat free. And the low fat, fat free, those products have literally been heavily processed, number one. And number two, there's been a lot of added sugar in that. But yes, they literally they literally paid Harvard scientists tens of thousands of dollars. And back in those days, tens of thousands of dollars was a lot of money. May not seem like a lot of money today, but it is. And these Harvard scientists, one study that I read, Harvard scientists got paid $50,000 to put out an article that, again, pointed the finger at saturated fats and totally ignored sugar because the sugar companies didn't want that known, because now the sugar companies are making a lot of money. You see where this is all going? This is how they this is how they do it, you guys. This is how they lock you in, and then they just perpetually like repeat the lie that they're telling you over and over again. You see it on TVs. You'll hear the news stations mention it. You'll hear celebrities mention it. You'll hear the government talk about it. You'll hear this person or that person talk about it, and you hear it over and over and over and over again. All of a sudden, you're starting to buy their products. That's how they work. As part of what my boot camp does is it sets you free from this illusion that they have given you all of these years. The issue is not fat. Let me say that again. The issue is not fat. And I will also go as far to say, and yeah, I definitely want to include this here. I'm going to go as far to say the issue is not red meat either. That's another propaganda lie of the industry. The cold hard truth is in the last 40 to 50 years, people indeed have been eating less meat. Yet the rise of all mortality issues have skyrocketed, and it's continuing to rise. So if people are eating less fat, if you will, and they're eating less meat, they're following the system. Why do we have a raise in obesity and overweight people? All right. Right now, we're sitting at 45% of the population is overweight or obese. You know how much that is? Out of 8.5 billion people in the world, that is literally 3.82 people. 3.82 billion people. Billion with a B. 3.82 billion people are overweight or obese in the world. So if that's the case, then what? So eating meats and saturated fats, it's not bad for you? That's 100% correct. Sorry to break it to you. Eggs are no different. Eggs are actually a superfood. 110%. That is not an exaggeration, and that is not an understatement. Eggs are a superfood. I did a deep dive study on this a few years ago, and I was surprised to find that out. I knew eggs were good for me, but I never imagined how much. Just make sure you're getting the pasture-raised eggs. Those are the best. They're a little bit more pricey, but it's worth it because they're full of nutrition. So I want to wrap up with this. I'm going to give you two things here. One of the biggest ways you can begin to step out of their matrix food system and the deception and lies of that system is to start turning things over. Everything. Even if you've always thought it was healthy, even if you've been consuming it for years and you're like, oh, well, I've always had this. This is healthy. Turn it over and find out the truth. Secondly, buy things with minimal ingredients or just one ingredient. You might be going, just one ingredient. How does that work? A ribeye steak. What are the ingredients in a ribeye steak? One, meat. It's as simple as that. All right. Yeah, I know it's not going to be an overnight process, and you cannot expect it to be an overnight process, but it's time to take back your power. It is time to take back your power and start becoming more aware of what you are really bringing into your home. And it's time for you to stop believing the lies of the industry. That industry wants to profit off of you. They literally design their foods to bring you to that special little bliss point and to hook you in. And then you keep coming back for their food. You keep coming back into their system. You keep craving their food. You start building unhealthy food addictions. Then you start gaining weight. Then you start having the health problems. Then you go back into their system. You start taking their drugs, their medicine. And you see money. Follow the money, you guys. But anyhow, two ways. Start turning the freaking thing over, everything, and start buying things with minimal or one ingredient. If you want to find out more about my boot camp on how you can join that, because it is powerful, it is deep, and it will empower you to make better choices. And it will literally kick you out of that matrix system. I promise you that. So I'm working with clients right now that are going through it, and they are making some bombshell aha moments. I'll tell you that. So if you want to find out more about that, in the description below this video is going to be a link that you can join my boot camp with. And it's as simple as that. Go in there, fill out the form, then go to the checkout. It's $75 for 3 sessions with me. Normally, my sessions, if you were to purchase them individually, they are $200 a session. You're getting 3 with me for $75. That's a freaking steal. And then with the level of deepness you're going to get of education through this and empowerment, it's worth far more than $75, you guys. Far, far, far more. Right now, it is only $75. So then you go through the checkout, put in that credit card information, and then you'll get sent to a page that will have you enter in a password, and then it'll send you to another page, which you will book your first appointment with me. It's as simple as that. Just go do it. All right. Anyhow, have a great rest of your day or evening, depending on where you are in the world and what time of day you're listening. And do not forget to hit that like button, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel so that you can be notified when I come out with more videos. All right. Talk to you guys later.